Has a loved one started showing subtle changes, a fleeting wince, a quiet withdrawal that you've brushed off as just aging? The truth is, a simple grimace or a moment of hesitation can often mask profound, unseen suffering that goes unnoticed. Many elderly individuals, out of stoicism or fear of being a burden, rarely verbalize their discomfort. Communication barriers, sometimes due to cognitive changes, can make it even harder to express what they truly feel. This leads families to often miss critical signals, assuming a slow movement or a sigh is just part of getting older. But the reality is, pain in later life often manifests differently, quietly, persistently, and far from what we might expect. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 key signs that reveal hidden pain, often appearing in an elderly person's final year. Recognizing these signs, chronic physical pain, emotional distress, functional discomforts, and the toll of treatments, gives you the opportunity to provide better comfort, cherish meaningful moments, and most importantly, ensure their final stage of life is filled with dignity and peace. Often, the body speaks a silent language when words fail. When assisting an elderly loved one, perhaps while they are simply trying to walk across a room or settle into a chair, you might observe a subtle shift, a slight hesitation before they put weight on a leg, a protective hand unconsciously resting on a hip, or a fleeting, almost imperceptible wince that vanishes as quickly as it appeared. These aren't just signs of slowness or an awkward movement. They are often the body's quiet signals of underlying physical discomfort. It's in these small, repeated gestures that hidden pain often first reveals itself, long before any verbal complaint is uttered. But why do these aches become such constant companions in later life? The reasons are often rooted in the body's natural aging process, yet they are far from simple. Conditions like arthritis, where cartilage cushioning joints is worn thin, can cause persistent, grinding pain with every movement. Neuropathy, a result of nerve damage, can manifest as burning, tingling, or stabbing sensations, often in the hands and feet. For those with limited mobility, pressure sores can develop, creating deep, persistent pain that is both visible and deeply felt. Even internal organ discomfort, such as from digestive issues or other chronic conditions, can create a pervasive, unseen ache that impacts every moment. These are not merely passing discomforts. They are often chronic conditions that progress, embedding pain into the very fabric of daily existence. A common misconception we often hold is that pain is simply an inevitable part of getting older. Oh, it's just old age, we might think, or hear others say. But this belief can be a barrier to providing comfort and dignity. While some physical changes are a natural part of aging, persistent pain is not a normal, untreatable consequence. Many chronic aches, even in advanced years, can be managed, lessened, or made more bearable. Dismissing a loved one's discomfort as just what happens overlooks the opportunity to improve their quality of life significantly. It assumes there's nothing to be done, when in fact, understanding the pain is the first step toward effective relief and greater ease. So, what specifically should you look for? Begin by observing their patterns and reactions. Notice if they consistently guard a particular body part, like cradling an arm or favoring a leg. Watch for increased restlessness, especially when sitting or lying down, as if unable to find a comfortable position. Listen for soft grunting, moaning, or sighing, particularly during movement or transitions. Changes in sleep patterns, such as difficulty falling asleep or waking frequently due to discomfort, can also be telling. Even a sudden loss of appetite might stem from the sheer discomfort of sitting or the effort involved in eating. Consistent, gentle observation is key, as these subtle cues, when pieced together, can paint a clear picture of unspoken physical pain. When you observe these signs, your response becomes vital. The goal shifts from merely curing to providing profound comfort and dignity. First, meticulously document what you see, the time, the specific behavior, and any perceived triggers. This detailed information is invaluable when communicating with healthcare providers, allowing them to better understand the nuances of the pain. Beyond medical interventions, consider non-pharmacological comfort measures. A warm compress on an aching joint, a gentle, soothing massage, or simply careful repositioning can offer significant relief. Most importantly, validate their experience. Even if they don't verbally express pain, acknowledging their struggles and offering gentle support ensures they feel seen, heard, and cared for, fostering a sense of peace in their final year. We've just explored how physical pain often communicates without words. Have you noticed any of these subtle physical signs in a loved one, or even in yourself? Please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here and share one physical cue that has stood out to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you do, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. While physical pain is a profound challenge, its constant presence can cast a long shadow over one's spirit. The persistent ache in the joints, the burning sensation in the nerves, or the discomfort from internal struggles can slowly erode energy and joy, eventually leading to a different kind of suffering. It is this often intertwined emotional burden that we will explore next. As a person nears the final stage of life, sometimes the most profound pain they experience isn't a physical ache, but a silent struggle of the heart and mind. You might notice someone who once thrived on connection now sits quietly, observing a family gathering from a distance, or turns away from a beloved hobby. This isn't always simple tiredness. It's often a subtle, yet powerful shift from active social engagement to a quiet isolation, a retreat into themselves. This withdrawal can be one of the clearest signals that emotional pain is present, even when no words are spoken. But why does this emotional withdrawal happen? In the final year, individuals often face a cumulative weight of grief and loss. They may mourn the passing of friends and loved ones, the diminishing of their own independence, or the fading of once sharp abilities. This isn't just sadness. It's a profound, existential distress. The contemplation of life's end can bring a deep-seated fear of the unknown, or anxiety about leaving loved ones behind. This psychological burden can manifest as depression, a condition that impacts not only mood but also physical energy and overall well-being. These aren't weaknesses. They are natural, though painful, responses to immense change. It's easy to dismiss these emotional shifts as just a personality change, or to think they're just being difficult. But this is a common misconception that can prevent us from offering true comfort. An elderly person becoming more irritable, apathetic, or withdrawn isn't necessarily choosing to be so. These are often manifestations of deep emotional distress. Just as physical pain can make movement difficult, emotional pain can make interaction feel overwhelming. Furthermore, depression and anxiety in older adults often present with physical symptoms, like persistent fatigue or a significant change in appetite, blurring the lines between body and mind. It's crucial to look beyond the surface behavior and recognize the emotional suffering beneath. So, what does this invisible emotional pain look like? Pay attention to patterns. You might observe persistent sadness, even without an obvious trigger, or unexplained tearfulness, a sudden increase in irritability, or a noticeable loss of interest in hobbies they once cherished, are telling signs. Changes in sleep patterns, such as constant insomnia or excessive daytime sleepiness, can also signal distress. Sometimes, you might hear verbalizations of hopelessness or increased anxiety expressed through fidgeting, restlessness, or repetitive questioning. These aren't isolated incidents. When they occur together or persist over time, they are powerful indicators that emotional pain is present and requires compassionate attention. Responding to emotional pain requires a shift from trying to fix it to simply being present. The most empathetic response begins with active listening, allowing them to express their feelings without judgment. Validate their emotions by acknowledging, "It sounds like you're feeling sad today," rather than trying to cheer them up. Offer comfort through gentle engagement, perhaps reading aloud, playing soft music, or simply sitting in shared silence. Maintaining simple, predictable routines can provide a sense of security, and ensuring a peaceful, familiar environment can reduce anxiety. Remember, professional support, like counseling or spiritual care, can also offer immense comfort and guidance during this sensitive time. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, Please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Perhaps share an emotional sign you've recognized in a loved one or even in yourself. Your insights help us understand and support each other. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Truth is, emotional pain doesn't exist in a vacuum. It profoundly impacts an individual's physical well-being. A heavy heart can make the body feel heavier, depleting energy and making even the simplest daily tasks feel monumental. When emotional resilience wanes, the effort required for basic functions increases significantly. This often leads to a subtle yet significant form of pain, the discomfort found in the very acts of daily living. As a person approaches the final stage of life, the world around them, once familiar and manageable, can become a source of silent struggle. You might observe an elderly loved one hesitate before standing from a chair, a faint grimace flickering across their face as they shift their weight. Or perhaps they refuse to walk even a short distance, opting instead for a wheelchair when they previously managed fine. It's easy to assume this is simply reluctance, or perhaps a new phase of laziness or stubbornness. But the reality is often far more profound. These moments of hesitation, these subtle signs of strain, are frequently direct indicators of functional pain. The simple acts of daily living, moving, eating, breathing, can become agonizing efforts, transforming routine into a series of painful obstacles. So what are the underlying reasons for this widespread functional pain? As the body prepares for its final transition, a cascade of physiological changes makes everyday movements increasingly difficult. Joint degeneration, often from years of arthritis, becomes more severe, leading to grinding bone-on-bone sensations with every step or bend. Muscle mass continues to diminish, making even small efforts, like lifting an arm or maintaining balance, feel monumental. Circulation weakens, meaning less oxygen reaches tissues, contributing to muscle fatigue and pain. Beyond mobility, internal systems also slow. Difficulty swallowing, known as dysphagia, can make eating a painful chore, while slowed digestion causes discomfort. Breathing itself can become labored due to weakened respiratory muscles or fluid accumulation, turning a simple conversation into an exhausting task. These are not isolated issues. They are interconnected signs of systemic decline, making once effortless actions a source of persistent agony. It's a common misconception to view a loved one's resistance to activity as mere stubbornness or a lack of will. We might think they just don't want to get up, or they're being difficult about eating. But this perspective misses the crucial truth. For an elderly person experiencing functional pain, avoiding an activity isn't about being defiant. It's often a protective mechanism against anticipated suffering. If standing up causes a sharp jolt of pain in their knees, or if chewing and swallowing leads to discomfort and choking fears, it is entirely rational for them to resist. Their body is sending clear signals, and their behavior is a direct response to that internal agony. Understanding this pivot from stubbornness to painful effort is vital for providing compassionate care. To truly understand the agony of the everyday, careful observation is key. Look for specific indicators during daily routines. At mealtime, notice if there's grimacing while chewing, a refusal of certain foods they once enjoyed, or prolonged chewing and swallowing times. During hygiene routines, observe any struggles with dressing, a reluctance to bathe, or subtle winces when repositioning. Pay attention to their breathing. Is there shortness of breath during conversation, or do they sigh frequently? At night, restlessness, groaning, or frequent shifts in position may signal discomfort. Even changes in their voice tone, becoming weaker, more strained, or punctuated by sighs, can be a subtle clue. Consistent, detailed observation across all daily activities helps paint a clearer picture of their unspoken pain. When faced with functional pain, our response should always prioritize ease and dignity. This means adapting the environment and routine to minimize discomfort. Consider assistive devices like walkers, grab bars, or shower chairs to reduce strain during movement and hygiene. Modify food textures to make eating less painful and safer, offering softer, pureed, or liquid options. Adjust their daily schedule to allow for frequent rest periods, acknowledging that even minimal activity can be exhausting. Ensure they have comfortable positions for eating, sleeping, and sitting, using pillows or wedges to support their body. Most importantly, maintain their dignity by offering choices whenever possible and providing compassionate assistance without making them feel helpless. These practical adaptations can significantly enhance their quality of life, transforming agony into moments of peace. If you're still with us and finding these insights valuable, please take a moment. Comment number 3 below and share a practical adaptation you've found helpful for a loved one or one you plan to implement. Your experiences are invaluable to this community. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and turn on the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. The journey of care for an elderly loved one often involves a complex interplay of daily challenges and necessary medical interventions. While we strive to provide comfort in everyday tasks, sometimes the very treatments meant to help can inadvertently introduce new forms of discomfort. This brings us to our final crucial sign, exploring the pain that can arise from the journey of care itself. As a loved one approaches their final year, the path often involves necessary medical care, yet even these interventions, intended to help, can become sources of significant discomfort. Injections, intravenous lines, and catheters, while vital for treatment, can cause persistent aches and irritations. Simply being positioned for a procedure or lying still for extended periods can trigger new or exacerbate existing pains in an already fragile body. Furthermore, the very medications prescribed to manage one condition might carry side effects that introduce new forms of discomfort, from nausea to fatigue or even digestive issues. It's a challenging truth that the journey of care itself can sometimes add to the burden of pain. Beyond the immediate discomforts of medical procedures, profound pain can arise directly from the progression of a disease itself and its complications. As organs begin to fail, or as conditions like cancer advance, internal processes can cause immense, yet invisible, suffering. Tumor growth can press on nerves, leading to sharp, radiating pains. Fluid retention, a common issue in heart or kidney failure, can cause uncomfortable swelling and pressure. Even skin breakdown, known as pressure sores, can become a source of deep, chronic agony, especially for those with limited mobility. These are not always pains that can be seen on the surface, but they are very real, deeply felt, and demand our compassionate attention. Recognizing these pains, whether from treatment or disease progression, empowers you to advocate for comfort. It's crucial to openly discuss pain management options with healthcare providers, making sure your loved one's comfort is a top priority. Don't hesitate to ask about palliative care services, which focus entirely on relieving suffering and improving quality of life, regardless of prognosis. Consider what quality of life truly means for your loved one in their final year, and share that perspective with their medical team. In some situations, shifting focus towards hospice care provides an environment specifically designed to ensure dignity and peace, prioritizing comfort above all else. Your voice can make a profound difference in easing their journey. As we come to the close of our journey, take a moment to reflect on the insights shared today. We've explored the subtle yet profound ways hidden pain manifests in the final year of life, often masked by what seems like a simple grimace or quiet withdrawal. We've uncovered 4 critical signs that serve as messages from the body and mind. First, the unspoken ache of ta chronic physical pain, often dismissed as just aging. Second, the silent burden of emotional and psychological pain, manifesting as anxiety, depression, or profound withdrawal. Third, the daily struggle with functional discomfort, turning simple movements and routines into agonizing efforts. And finally, the often overlooked pain arising from medical interventions and complications of disease progression itself. Recognizing these signs empowers us to look beyond the surface, to truly see and understand the unseen struggles. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing what's ahead. It's about embracing preparedness with a heart full of compassion. It's about shifting our focus from trying to fix the inevitable to truly comforting and cherishing every remaining moment. This knowledge offers the profound opportunity to provide better care, to make those last memories count in ways that truly matter, and to ensure that your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. When we recognize the hidden pain, we can adapt, we can listen, and we can respond with informed love. This journey is never easy, and you are not alone on this path. Many families have walked it, and with understanding, you can find strength, patience, and a deep sense of peace in providing the most compassionate care possible. It's a legacy of love, forged in understanding, and sustained by unwavering presence. Thank you for joining us today, and for taking the time to learn how to better support your loved ones. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one insight you gained today and how you plan to use it to bring more comfort and dignity into someone's life, or perhaps your own. Your thoughts are important to us and help our community grow. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform, inspire, and empower you on your journey. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video as we continue to explore ways to live a healthy, active, and dignified life.